welcome back to the YellowCard Vanguard channel. I'm your host, Toku from It's Toku TV on Twitch. Every Monday, I'm streaming Vanguard content, and the past few Mondays, we've been brewing up clan collection lists and testing them, so swing on by to be part of the process. We are on day 3 of clan collection cores, and today, we've got one fiend of a deck to look at. The new chief, Nura Hyouga. I'm going to say it so you don't have to. This deck is PP. This card is PP. First of all, Nura Hyouga's first effect is way too restrictive. A, your opponent needs to be at least on grade 3. Now, this seems commonplace so it's passable. But B, you only get one drive for every 2 rearguards with Stealth Fiend with different names. Different names? In Murakumo? The clan hailed for cloning names? What? Now, normally this effect for 1 counterblast is a +2, since you do get a free superior call, and sure, you can expect to have at least 2 different Stealth Fiend rearguards, so you get that extra drive at least. The problem comes from Nura's second effect. When you drive check a unit card, keep in mind triggers are units. If it is a normal unit, so not a trigger, with Stealth Fiend in its name, call it to rear. Otherwise, send it to drop. You don't get to keep the triggers you check. I repeat, you keep 0 triggers that you check while on Nura Hyouga. Draw Sentinels to the drop. Crit Sentinels to the drop. Grade 1 PGs to the rear circle. Grade 1 PGs without Stealth Fiend in its name to the drop. You will ride this card and then you will die. Realistically speaking, I don't think this card will ever see play. Murakumo will still stay as Yasue and Hyuga. But we're making a core for this jank anyway, so let's take a look at the new cards. Frontlining the new Murakumo supports is Stealth Fiend Nura Hyouga. We've already had a long spiel about why this card is cursed, but it's our new boss monster, so we do run 4. The 2 new grade 2s will be introduced together since they play hand in hand very well. Stealth Fiend Lady Silhouette and Stealth Fiend Flight Sickle. Silhouette on placement on V or R from hand. After paying its cost of Counterblast 1 and revealing a grade 2 or less from hand, lets you search for a card with the same name revealed and call it to rear. Its second effect, a callback to Shadow Stitch, allows you to spin a rear guard when her first attack does not hit. Let's play 4 as it is a Stealth Fiend name and it does enable Flight Sickle. Now, with the first skill, we are aiming to call out Flight Sickle most times than not. Flight Sickle has the effect that you can gain 5k when attacking, but you will bottom deck it at the end of its battle. However, allows you to draw 1 back if it was originally placed by a card skill, namely Silhouette's skill or even Nura Hyouga's drive check skill. We'll also play 4 of this for its name and effect. After adding 4 of these, let's build upon this. With respect to Nura Hyouga's skill, we do want to run as many unique Stealth Fiends in our deck as possible, but we also want to keep their effects live as well. The best Stealth Fiends from the entire clan that I found were as follows. One-Eye Nudo, which is unironically a really good card, so we will max out on this big guy. And because his effect does require a same name on board, we are going to play with that and max him out. Jakotsu Girl and Rainy Madame go hand in hand at 3 and 4 copies respectively, and as such, will complete the Shirayuki package with 4 copies of Fantasy Petal Storm. For our PGs, we will run 2 copies of each, Kirifubuki and Hamper Gapper, as a way to keep unique names on board but also to increase our Stealth Fiend names. In the trigger lineup, we are running 4 vanilla heal triggers instead of the new grade 3 heal trigger because of its Stealth Fiend name and 4 vanilla draws. Once again, for Stealth Fiend names. I've opted to run 8 crits at the time being, just to increase the kill pressure you have on the first turn at grade 3, just to make sure you don't have to deal with that second turn afterwards where you don't have enough hand to try and stave off their attacks. We have 2 more slots left, so we will throw in 2 copies of Metamorphoth. This card is here just to ensure that we always have One-Eye Nudo live, as this is an attacker that does replace itself, similarly to Flight Sickle. With the deck core completed, let's talk about how this deck ends up playing out. On any given Nura Hyouga turn, any drove checked Stealth Fiend is an extended attack. Lady Silhouette especially can lead to another attack as well. Let's say that we drive check a Lady Silhouette, we can use Nura Hyouga's skill to call it, and because we called Lady Silhouette from the hand, We use this skill to call a Flight Sickle from deck. Flight Sickle, after its attack, will bottom deck itself to draw us one, and which kind of recuperates the hand lost from Nura Hyouga's skill to call the lady Silhouette instead of adding it to hand. With this deck, we run 10 unique Stealth Fiend names, so the utmost ceiling Nura Hyouga is a 7 drive check Vanguard. In an ideal world, this would be a full board reset, but every unit called is 10k higher. So this deck screams Glass Cannon, since none of those drive checks are actually coming back to our hand, and the only way we do build hand is from the Shirayuki pack. Now, Shirayuki, when drove check, will go to the drop zone, but hopefully between the mass amount of drive checks we get and attack, we are going to drive check at least one Rainy Madame, and with the mass amount of attacks we have, at least one will not hit. So this will let Rainy Madame go into Soul and get us our Shirayuki back, so we do have some kind of guard for the next turn. Talking about it more, it definitely will not hold up to neither Hyuga nor Yasue, but it seems like an interesting alternative that with a few more good names in the Stealth Fiend could grow to be a real deck. My prediction is, with how aggressive it is, it could definitely steal games here and there, but I don't think we'll ever see these in the top table. It will forever be behind the shadow that Yasue and Hyuga cast. Like always, if you do choose to give this deck a try, consider picking up a full set of draw triggers, so that if you hit them off of Nura Hyouga, you at least get some kind of card back in hand. Unfortunately, due to Nura Hyouga's name restrictions for Stealth Fiends, there aren't much in the topic of generic good stuff to consider as alternatives to the build unless we're willing to dig deep and find some dank jank. That's it from me and my Murakumo core. Hope to see you back here tomorrow for tomorrow's Clan Collection core. Toku out.